Thinking again about vessel size and capacity issues, so looking at the written submission we've received from the Harris Transport Forum, I'll come to Margaret first. Margaret, you say in the submission, or the forum says, that you're of the view that medium-sized vessels will provide a more resilient and more convenient service in the long term. I'm just going to come to you just to explain that further and invite other panellists to join in. So Margaret, please.
Yes, we feel that having two smaller vessels would be far more efficient and effective than having one large vessel, because if the Loch Seaforth was to go off or have an engine malfunction, it's off. But also if we had two smaller ferries, then you've got more resilience. And that's what, had we been consulted about the new build, rather than what's being built at the moment, and Ferguson's, that's what we would have opted for. Two of the ferries, the style that are being built for Eire, would be very suitable for our crossing on the Minch.
Thank you, Margaret. Sorry, I've got a window banging behind me. It's a bit distracting. I can't see the rest of the panel now. Would anyone like to add to what Margaret said, or have a different view about vessel size? Just give us a wave if you want to come in. Yes, Joe, we'll come to you, and then Sam. Thank you. Thanks.
I was told there was a button to press when I wanted to speak, but it's probably, it's easier to wave, isn't it? Yeah, if you speak to people all over the Hebrides, this will be what you get back all the time: is why are the ferries so big? We don't need these behemoths. This is another baffling strategic failure, where we get these ever increasing vessels, ever in size, being delivered, that are, as you know, are inflexible. They lack redundancy. When a vessel is needed it breaks down, you have to pinch a boat from another service. And the shore facilities that are needed. Every time there is a vessel replacement, the pier needs to get bigger and bigger and deeper. There's vast sums being spent on pier improvement, so-called. Look at where 802 is going to Uig and across the Minch. At the time of the procurement, I think if you go back and you'll see that the Ferry Industry Advisory Group, who were advising Transport Scotland at the time, were strongly arguing that they should buy two medium-sized vessels for that service, because at the moment there's one vessel, the Hebrides, shared effectively between two routes. So they were strongly advised both in terms of improved service, frequency and capacity, and redundancy and resilience to two vessels. But no, one vessel, one large vessel was ordered, 802. It's going to add capacity, but it's still going to be a highly vulnerable service because it's reliant on one vessel, and will not improve the timetable at all. And ultimately, and that's why Uig is having to have this 6-month shutdown, is to accommodate this vast vessel. Two smaller vessels have been bought. None of that would have been necessary. None of that huge capital expenditure would have been necessary, and the service improvement would have been far greater. So why are these decisions being made? The Loch Seaforth was another one. The Ullapool Stornoway service. It was strongly argued at the time by experts and locals that they wanted a multi-vessel service for frequency, redundancy, resilience, and capacity. But no, one large vessel was chosen instead. And already the Ullapool Stornoway service shares with the Oban Craigmere service the title of the most congested in the entire network. Yet it's got the newest vessel. So, if anything's a demonstration of a failed strategy, it's that. There's a new vessel and it's already at capacity. And as we saw last year, if it breaks down, utter chaos ensues because there's no backup on the route. So it's a fundamental strategic error that we are relying on a small number of large vessels. We should have a large number of small vessels that are more flexible and redundant and can be moved around more easily. Or if there are more of them, you don't need to move them around so easily. So yeah, vessel size is key, but it comes back to the point: why are these decisions being made? Around what basis are they being made? How are the decision makers, EMAL, CalMac, Transport Scotland, incentivised to arrive at the best decisions? Because obviously the evidence of recent procurement is that the wrong decisions are being arrived at. 801 and 802, prime examples, far too big, far too complex, massive vessels, really bad, hugely expensive decisions. Even if they'd come in on budget, they would have been twice the price that they ought to have been.
That's really helpful. Thank you.